Hi, this is John next door with my new video tutorial. This is on how to make my poinsettia Christmas tree that you can see on the front of this video, also at the end, and also on my blog. I'm moving away from the bows because I think 3 tutorials is enough on that. To make this one, I'm using a Spellbinders Shapeabilities Poinsettia die. You go lots and lots of different poinsettia dies out on there on the market, and you could use other flower petals if you want. But as it's for Christmas, and I've got this one, this is the one I'm using. First thing you need to do is to make the cone for the base. Here's one I've already made, but I'll show you how to do that. I started with an A3 piece of quite thick 250 GSM white card, and in one corner I'm going to cut the corner off in a circle. I'm going to use a piece of ribbon and 2 pins, and I want it to be 18 centimetres. So I'll start by pinning the ribbon into the corner. I then measure the ribbon to the length I want, which is 18 centimetres, and at that point I'm putting the pencil on or through the actual ribbon, which never works when you want it to. There we go. Using that, take it from one corner, if you can get it to work properly, and measure it all the way around. Just like that. That gives you the corner to cut out, which is the perfect size to make the narrow tree. I'm not going to cut it out because I've got one piece already done. So this is the piece I've done. All I've done is roll it slightly, as I'm doing here. It's quite thick, just to make sure that it will roll up. Next, take my handy tape runner and run a couple of layers of tape down and make the cone. Just like that. Now, to make sure it stays secure and safe and sealed and doesn't pop open, couple of staples. It doesn't matter how it actually looks at this point because you're going to cover your cone. Next, you need to cut out and mark your dies. These are the pieces when they're done. And what I've done is cut all 4 of the different layers of the Spellbinders Poinsettia die, and then simply on the reverse ink through them to give the veins. Now I'm using a Versamark chalk ink in white. You can use any colour. Gold would look quite nice as well. Just dabbing through. Just like this. Till it goes on. Then pop the pieces out. As you can see, on each piece you then have the veins, and by using the white it gives a really crisp look to it. Now to do this you don't have to run the dies once they're cut through your embossing plates. The inking is enough. Next I want to give the petals some shape so they're not all flat on the cone. So using a Pergamano mat, or as I do, a mouse mat from the Chinese shop, put them front side down, and using a large ball tool break all the fibres in the card. So rub it over until they start to curl upwards. Do each petal individually, just like this. Obviously if you want to, you can take a lot more time on doing this than I'm doing here. Once you've broken all the fibres and they're all starting to curl upwards, turn it over, place your ball tool in the middle and rub it and run it in the middle like that. That means that all the petals turn outwards, just like that, but are not completely flat and don't all go into the middle. Now, to start the tree, simply take glue dots, or if you're very patient and you've got a lot of time to wait, a wet glue. Glue dot on the back, take your cone and place your first one overlapping the edge like that. Take your next size down and do exactly the same. Rotate it and place that over the top. I don't use on my tree all the 4 different on each flower as I want them to look messy, so I'm going to leave that one as it is and just put a pearl in the middle. But then the next poinsettia that's quite big, instead of putting it next to it, I'm going to overlap and underlap. So I'm going to put this one there so that it's overlapping, and this time I'm going to take the smaller one down, again the glue dot, and put that one in. This way you actually build up lots of layers and of them at different sizes, and by using a nice card underneath that matches the colour scheme you're using, it actually works on them looking through. You could actually use a dark green and use different colours, and then it would be even more tree-like. For the top, I'm using the smallest piece, and with this one I'm doing it in a slightly different manner. I'm breaking all the fibres on the top rather than the reverse, so that the whole flower peeks forward. Again, glue dot, and I put the flower right at the top. I then get a second one and put that adjacent to it there. I would then work 3 and put a third one there, and again place the pearls in the centre of the flowers. You can use pearls, gems, anything you want for this that matches the design or the colours that you're doing. I've got 2 there, just like that, and that's done. Again, work down until your whole tree is covered, using different sizes and different shapes of leaves until you've got the whole of the cone covered, and basically until your tree is covered like this one here. Now, to mount it, you've got quite a few different options. I've basically taken a glass candle or a shot jar with some clay. The stick's in the bottom, it's a cocktail stick. There is a piece of foam inside, and I simply slide it on.